أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وأشهد أن محمدا رسول الله. With the name of Allah, most gracious, most merciful, we openly bear witness that there is no God except Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And we witness, shahidun, we witness that our dear, beloved Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, that he is rahmatul lil nas, that he is a mercy to all the world. Assalamu alaikum. Assalamu alaikum. Assalamu alaikum. Alhamdulillah. Allahu Akbar. Life, higher. The brother called the adhan. When the adhan is being called, we did it in Saudi Arabia on Hajj, you're supposed to be reciting every word of the adhan. The adhan is the essence of the religion of Islam. I don't know if we know that or not. We're supposed to recite after the mueddin. We're supposed to be calling the spirit, the ruh, of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala into the masjid, into the masjid, so we can get the blessings from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Alhamdulillah. So we have to raise the spirit in the masjid. And we do that by reciting the words in the Quran, in the adhan. The word adhan comes from the word udun, ear. Arabic, udun is ear. So we're supposed to recite the adhan, we're supposed to call the adhan, and we're supposed to follow the mueddin. The essence of the whole religion is in the adhan. Hayya ala salah, hayya ala falah. Come to worship of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Hayya ala falah, come to material cultivation of this ummah, ummah al-wahida. That's the essence of the adhan. So we need to learn the adhan. The adhan, the whole religion is in the adhan. Hayya ala salah, come to worship, but come to material cultivation. Come to schools in Elizabeth. We need our own schools. We should have schools teaching Islam full time. That's what Prophet Muhammad, that's what he did in Mecca, in Medina. That's exactly what he did. So if we're following the sunnah of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, then we need to step it up. We need to step up our belief in the religion of Islam. Allahu Akbar. Alhamdulillah, Allahu Akbar. Now today, I just want to share a few concepts with you. Alhamdulillah. I've said this many, many times in many, many Jummahs. The Quran is made up of two components. There's 114 surahs, or chapters in the Quran. There's over 6,500 ayats, verses in the Quran. Those are the only two components of the Quran, if you really want to do some research. Now the word surah, we say suratun. Most people say chapter, that's the easy way out, chapter, okay. But surah is much more richer in mental content than just saying the word chapter. The Bible has chapters. The Torah has chapters. But the Quran is made up of surahs. But the English equivalent is chapter. But if you look closely, the word surah, suratun, means to go up to a higher consciousness. To think on a higher plane, or moral plane. The word surah means to soar to your highest possible performance as a human being. So right away we can see a difference between chapter and surah. Surah means to perform on the level that Allah created you on, and most of us are way below where we're supposed to be at. You can check this out for yourself. So suratun means to perform on your highest level of human performance that God created you to be. That was Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Muhammad was the highest level of the possibility of any human being, male or female, doesn't matter. So we have to look at Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam as our example. That's why Allah gave him to you. He gave him to you so you can emulate yourself based on the way that Muhammad carried himself. How he treated his wives, how he treated strangers, how he treated non-Muslims, how he got along with his enemies. All of these things, how he did business. Okay? All of those things are there Allah gave you Prophet Muhammad so you can shape your character after him. Real simple. That's why we have Muhammad. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave us two things. He gave us the Quran Kareem, and he also gave us Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam as our human example. That's a mercy. Because he could have just given us the Quran, and then we would have to struggle to get the understanding of what Allah wants us to do as human beings on this physical earth. But he gave you a human example to follow. Allahu Akbar. That's why we say Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Rahmanir Rahim. Rahmanir Rahim. Allah is exceedingly compassionate. He is exceedingly loving. He is exceedingly gracious. That's what it means, Rahman Rahim. Not human, exceedingly. He's beyond human comprehension. Allah's love is way beyond human love. It's supreme love. He's the creator of love. One of the attributes of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is El-Wadud. El-Wadud. And it means the supreme lover. Yes. So Allah is the one that has created love between us and our zawj and our wives and our husbands and our children. That's not you. That's a gift from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. That's El-Wadud. So when you feel love and tears rolling down your cheeks, when you look at your children or your wife or your husband or your family members, Allah did that. It came from Him. Allahu Akbar. So we as Muslims, we should be more grateful to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. The more grateful you are to Allah, the more Allah gives you. It's right in the Quran. If you're arrogant and you're ungrateful, He takes away the blessings. But if you're grateful, He gives you more. Allahu Akbar. This is the Rahman, the Rahim that I'm talking about. Exceedingly gracious, exceedingly loving, exceedingly compassionate. Compassion comes from, in the human perspective, when you desire something, that's the beginning of passion. You know, you want something bad, you see this thing, or this woman that you want, or whatever it is. That's desire. But see, desire grows. That's the beginning level when you want something. It grows. Now it's not desire, it becomes passion now. Because that desire is occupying your thoughts constantly. All you're thinking about is her, or it, or whatever it is. So now it leaves the natural state of desire, it becomes passion. Because the flames of your desire are consumed, and only thing you want is that particular object that has been possessing your thoughts and your mind and your subconscious mind. This is science. I can prove this. And you get to the point where the passion blinds your rational facilities. All you want is that thing that's occupying your mind and your heart all the time. And you forget about your 5 salats. You forget about your zakat. You forget about going to Hajj. You forget about you forget about fasting Ramadan. Because you're occupied in passion. That's what happened to Iblis. What I just explained to you. Allah gave him a command. He told him to make salat to Adam. Everybody there, all the angels hit the deck except Iblis. Why? Because he was occupied by his passion. He couldn't hear the call of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. He knew Allah was God. He knows Allah is God. But he had to make sajda to a mortal being, Adam, alayhi salam, our father. So he couldn't do it. He didn't want to do it. Because he was occupied with passion for himself. So when you get to the point that your passion outrules your moral thinking, you too are Iblis. Iblis is not a person. Iblis is a mindset. It's a mental condition. And it's in the Quran. So we have to examine our own selves. We have the Quran. We don't need a shrink. We got to pay $300 an hour to lay down here and give them money. No. Allah has given you the Quran to correct your problem, your own problem, yourself. You have the power. The problem is you don't use it. And Satan knows that. So we have power. Allah has given all of us power. All of you have power. Allah says in the Quran, the Shaitan says, Satan has no power over the human being. He only calls you and you came. The Quran says the wiswusul. The wiswusul means to whisper subtly into your passion, into your desires. If I plant seeds in your desires, I can get you to do anything. Because you're not listening to Allah, you're following my words. That's why wiswusul, the Quran says wiswusul. He whispers into the hearts of men and jinn and women. He whispers. Allahu Akbar. Whispering is seductive. Very seductive. Whispering is a science. Go on the website and check it out. I already did. That's why it's in the Quran. Subtleness. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given us the Quran to solve our problems. We have to read the Quran daily. We can't read the Quran just during Ramadan. That's not going to work. If we're going to develop this community of Al-Islam, this Ummatun Wahida, like Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, we have to read the Quran daily, constantly, to resurrect our intellect. Our problem is our mind has not been raised up by the words in the Quran. The dunya, what's in the world, is feeding your intellect. That's the problem. That's why Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he went to Jabal al-Nur. Read the Quran. When I was on Hajj, I saw Jabal al-Nur. It's a cave at the top of a mountain. I mean, it's up there. You should try to go to Hajj, and you can see it for yourself. So Prophet Muhammad went there to get away from the madness. Why do you think he went in the cave? He went in the cave to get away from what's happening down here on Broad Street. The madness, the homosexuality, the crime, the abuse. That's why he went to the cave. He wanted to get away from that because it was bothering his intellect and his heart and his mind. Allahu Akbar. And when you see it on the street, it should bother you. If it doesn't bother you, then you've lost your human soul. Allahu Akbar. Has to bother you. Anytime you see people abusing other people, it should bother you. It's meant to bother you. Because Allah didn't create you that way. He created you peace. So when you see abnormal reaction, it should bother you. And if you're qualified, and you notice the word I said, qualified, you should handle it. If you can. If you can't, then the Prophet said, when you see something that is haram, there's three things you should do. First, if you're able, step to it and correct it with your hand. If you're outnumbered, if you're outgunned, then you should verbalize. You should say something to somebody to correct it. And if you can't talk, you should reject it in your heart. And surely the rejection of the heart is the weakest of faith. Those are the three things when you see something wrong. Don't forget that. That's what Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, that's what he did. We can't turn our back on what's wrong. We have to correct it. That's our obligation. If it don't, it grows. If it grows, it multiplies. If it multiplies, the situation is going to be worse than it was before it initially started. So we have to use our intellect that God gave us, our mind, to correct our problems. That's what Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, that's what he did. The Prophet was dissatisfied with the condition of Mecca in the year 570. Look at their history. They were getting high on the streets in Mecca. They're doing the same thing out here on Broad Street and Dickinson Street. They were abusing women, doing the same thing out here on Broad Street. Robbing people, doing the same thing out here on Broad Street. Worshiping all kinds of gods, doing the same thing out here on Broad Street. So nothing's really changed. It's the same problem. They had gangs back during the time of Prophet Muhammad. I think they got a few gangs still around here on Broad Street. So if you really have an open mind, you can see what's happening in the year 2018 and go back to the year 570. That's when the Prophet was born. And it's the same problem. The same problem. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala sent the Quran to solve the problem. If it worked for Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, surely it will work for Elizabeth, New Jersey. These are the words of Allah, not Washington, D.C. These are the words of God, the Creator. Rahman Rahim. I don't think people understand that. This is not a fairy tale. This is not a book written by some author that's trying to make a few dollars. This is not a fairy tale. This is not fiction. No. These are the words of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And people don't get that because they're mentally dead. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala sent the Quran to solve the problem in Mecca. And it did. It cleaned up Mecca. It'll clean up Elizabeth. It'll clean up anywhere. The words of Allah are not from human base. This is what people don't get. This ain't Shakespeare. Shakespeare ain't got nothing compared to what Allah said in the Quran. This is the supreme language. This is Fusha Arabiya. Some of y'all should know Arabic. Fusha Arabiya is the highest form of transportation of human language. It's called classical Arabic, not colloquial Arabic. I'm not interested in colloquial Arabic. I want Fusha Arabiya. Why the Quran was delivered to Prophet Muhammad in Fusha Arabiya to Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Allahu Akbar. So we should be learning the Fusha Arabiya, not English. English is a form of communication, but you should. There's 26 letters in the English alphabet. All of you know it. I did this in Jersey City. There's 28 letters in Fusha Arabiya. How many of you know it? Don't raise your hand. I want your conscience to speak to you. You mean to tell me you haven't taken the time to learn just the 28 letters in the Arabic Fusha Arabiya, just the alphabet? I didn't ask you to read the Quran. Just learn the letters. If we make an effort to learn the Quran in the Fusha Arabiya, I don't care how difficult. There wasn't anybody no slower than me. Nobody made more mistakes than me. Nobody who was stupider than me. None of us are stupid. We just need opportunity, and we have to continue like Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Because once you make the effort to learn 3 letters, Allah's going to drop the veils from you. I'll bear witness. We got veils on us, that's why we can't see. But if you read the Quran, Allah says, surely the veils will disperse. Vision will come up, like Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Your eyes are open. The Quran says they have eyes, but they cannot see. He's not talking about blind. He's talking about the intellect, your mind. That's what he's talking about. When Scripture talks about blind people, it's not talking about blind, not with optical problems, but with mental problems. So read the Quran. The Quran is what made Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. That's what made it. That's what made Abu Bakr, Umar, Uthman, Master Bilal, Lady Khadija, the sisters. They read the Quran. When Prophet Muhammad received the Quran in that cave, he went back and he told them, and they wrote it down. They had no notebook, with no pens then, with no paper then. They wrote it down on skins of animals, palm leaves. They wrote it down and they recited it over and over and over and over and over until it became part of their mental content. Allahu Akbar. They knew it by heart, as they say here. When you do something over and over and over and over and you're sincere, you'll retain it. That's what Allah did to Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and he'll do the same thing to you. He did it to me, and he did it to millions of others. We have to make an effort to read the Quran and use it in our life. The Quran is the solution to all your problems. I bear witness. There's nothing else to it. The person that created you, the Khalaq al-Insan, is the one who writes your future. Not the zodiac charts. Not Shakespeare. None of that. Allah's the one that created you, not the Virgo sign, not the Taurus sign. Allah's the one that created you. So he knows what you need before you even can conceive what you need. Quick example. When your father, peace be upon your father and your mother, released you into the womb of your mother, because that's how you got there, your father had a sperm. It's called nutfatain. When that nutfatain went up into the ovaries of your your mother, when you lodged that for 9 months, and she fed you through her system, you went there, and there were 9 months before you stayed in the arham. The Quran says arham. That's the name for a womb, woman. Arham. You stayed in there for 9 months. And she did all the work. Your mother. You didn't do anything. In fact, your father didn't do any more. He was out feeding mama. But the woman, your Ummi, she gave you water. When it was cold, like it is outside, she kept you warm. Her body heat was transferred to you. Her water was transferred to you. She did all that. And after 9 months, Allah didn't want that for you. That was too small for you. So now you come out into the world, to the dunya. Into the dunya. Because he has another life for you to do. Things to do. Your job, my job, our job is to read this Quran and bring it to humanity. That's our job. Or you wouldn't be here. You'd be out here on the street. Prophet Muhammad not only read the Quran, but he did dawah. He came out of that cave eventually, didn't he? In fact, the Quran says, "Oh, you wrapped in a mantle, arise and warn the countryside." That's scripture. No hadith, that's scripture. "Oh, you wrapped in a mantle, arise and warn the countryside." So that means we have work to do. Some of us have been Muslims for 20, 30, 40, 50 years. We need to step up our dawah. We need to learn the Arabic, not the English translation. There are problems in the English translation. Some of the words in the English translation is not what Allah is saying in Arabic. You ain't got to ask me. Ask anybody that knows Arabic. So we have to read the Arabic for ourselves. Don't underestimate your mental ability. Most of you are overqualified and don't even know it. And Shaitan wants to keep you that way because you're no threat to him. So we have to step it up. 2018, New Year, at the top of the charts. Let me ask you a question. How much time do you have? How much? I went to a janazah the other day. Good brother, go on. Go on. How much time do you think you have? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says that when we come into the world, when we came out of the wombs of our mothers, our Hadi, the angel had already written when I'm going to die and when I'm going to die. It's already recorded. We need to know this. So don't make long-range plans unless Allah is in your plan. Make use of 5 before 5 makes use of you. Let us think about this while we make this short. ربنا اتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار. Assalamu alaikum. We thank Allah for giving us the Quran and the Kareem and the Sunnah of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. We thank Allah for giving us this deen of fitrah, this natural evolution, this natural way of thinking, this human posture that will allow us to please our Lord and allow us to go to the Jannah of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Allahu Akbar. salli ala Muhammadin wa ala ali Muhammadin kama salata ala Ibrahim wa ala ali Ibrahim. Allahumma barik ala Muhammadin wa ala ali Muhammadin kama barakta ala Ibrahim wa ala ali Ibrahim fil amina innaka hamidul majid. Allahu Akbar. English. O Allah, exalt Muhammad and the followers of Muhammad as thou did exalt Abraham and the followers of Abraham. O Allah, bless Muhammad and the followers of Muhammad as thou did bless Abraham and the followers of Abraham. In all the world, surely you are praised and magnified. Ameen. Alhamdulillah, Allahu Akbar. We thank Allah for giving us Masjid Al Hadi, and we thank Allah for you. One of the attributes of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is El-Mumin. El-Mumin. And some of you know it means believer. And the brother asked a question. He said, well, why would he thought believers were all human. That was his question. But Allah is El-Mumin. That's one of his attributes. In fact, go check the 99 attributes and you'll find it there. But there's a difference. He's El-Mumin. See, the El means that he is definite article. Just like my name is Rahman. But I am Ar-Rahman. Abdur Rahman. Allah is Ar. Ar. There's no lam. Ra sun letter. You don't pronounce that lam. You don't say Al. You say Ar. Ar-Rahman. He is the definite article of Rahman. I can't do that. I'm human-based. I'm created. I'm created. So Allah is the definite article. If He's El-Mu'min, He is the believer. But what does Allah believe in? Think about that a minute. What does Allah believe in? We know what we believe in, but what does Allah believe in? El-Mu'min. You know what He believes in? You! Think about that. He is a supreme power that created me, and He believes in me, the human being. Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar. That's sweet wine. That's sweet wine. That moves the spirit. See, wine moves the spirit in Scripture. Now, I don't mean y'all go out there and get no wine. I ain't talking about that now. No. In fact, they call it what? Spirits. Y'all see it? See a sign say spirits. That's what it says. We talk about alcohol. I don't mean that kind of wine. But that's what wine does. It moves the spirit. Okay? So Allah is a believer. And you read it in the Quran. El-Mu'min, El-Insan. He believes in all of us, or He wouldn't have created us. Isn't that something? Wonderful God. He created you and He believes in you. And we say, Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah wa ashhadu anna Muhammadan Rasulullah. We take the Shahada. Well, Allah took the Shahada when He created you. I believe in this brother or this sister, so I'm going to create them. I know her potential. I know her DNA. I wrote the DNA for her. I know what kind of level she's going to perform on because I know her DNA. All of our DNAs came from Allah, subhanahu wa ta'ala. Every one of them. So He knows what you are qualified and capable of performing on this earth, in this dunya. I don't give a damn what the circumstances are with Shaitan. He don't care. You have the ability to soar. You're just letting dead weight and dumb people keep you down. Allah wouldn't have created you if you were not qualified. That's your DNA. In fact, when things get real hard, real difficult, real trying, that's when your spiritual muscles come up. That's when they really come up. When things are easy, I really don't have a trial. You know, I can lay back and lay up and don't do nothing. I don't flex my spiritual muscles, my will. I don't make them 5 prayers on time. I only wait till Ramadan roll around and then I'll clean up my act. We can't do that no more. We're getting closer and closer to Yawmul Akhirah. Yawmul Akhirah. Yawm al-Akhirah. In fact, it's already here. It's happening. America's already burning. Can't you smell the smoke? Can't you hear the smoke in Washington? Didn't you look at the State of the Union message the other day? Did you smell the smoke? Did you hear the smoke? It's already in judgment. Yawm al-Akhirah is already here. Forget about coming. It's here. The judgment is here. The judgment is on. It's been on. Like Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So we have to make a decision. We have to step up our worship of God. Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam was 40 years old when he received the Quran. 40 years old. Araba. Araba, 4 in Arabic. He was 40 years old. And Allah gave the Quran to him. It took 23 years for the total revelation to be revealed to Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So do the math. If he was 40, it took 23 years. So how old was he when he finished? 63. Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam died after he received the Quran. He was 63 years old. I did the research. In fact, he died on a Monday, if you really want to know. Lunas. So why am I telling you this? I'm telling you this because if Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam received the Quran and Allah took him, you should scratch your head and say, well, how much time do I have to perform on the best level that I possibly can while I'm still here? Allah took him. When your time is up, as I said, it's already written where you're going to die and when you're going to die. Once that comes in, there's no holding that back. And that's in the Quran. So whatever you need to do to make your heart, to get it at peace and your mind at peace, you need to start planning it now. Because what you do with your life or do not do with your life is going to determine where your nafsikun, your soul, your essence is going to go. And I'm sure most of you that are Quranically rational thinkers want your soul to be with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. That's where it came from. And the way to do that, Allah said in the Quran, He says, those who have faith and do what? Good deeds. Real simple. You got to be no Arab scholar to understand that. Those who believe, Iman, and good deeds. That's the key. So if you believe in Allah, then your deeds should reflect the level of your taqwa. We should be doing things. We should have schools going. We should step it up. We should get a little closer today in 18 than we was in 17. I don't care if it's this much as progress. The reason why this community is not performing on the level it is because it's still listening to Shaitan. How come you don't know the 28 letters in the Arabic? I don't care if you study. Doesn't matter. No excuse. How come? You haven't made an effort to learn the 28 letters in the Fusha Arabiya. Because what's going to happen is once you master that, alif, that, once you master that, Allah is going to open up another door for you. I bear witness. I have more problem with Arabic than anybody. But the constant persistence, the constant execution, the constant study, the constant repetition open up the veils, and I got it. Allahu Akbar. You can get it. Muhammad got it. It's repetition. Over and over and over and over again. You recite Al-Fatiha 17 times a day. Count. Unless you ain't praying, then I ain't talking to you. You don't pray, then you might as well do your salam and see you later. Al-Fatiha says 17 times a day. More with your sunnah prayers. You ever thought about that? Why am I saying this 17 times a day? Repetition. That's going beyond your conscious mind into your subconscious mind. We recite Al-Fatiha so I can recite Al-Fatiha backwards to the front. Allahu Akbar, that's me. But we need to do that. We need the repetition. Allah's telling you that. Why does Allah say, listen, I don't care what prayer you make, if you don't recite Al-Fatiha first, I'm not going to accept it. Think about that, man. All the prayers in the Quran, He won't accept your prayer unless you recite Al-Fatiha first. There's a process. We have to follow the divine ordinance of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. That's why. 7 ayats. You say 17 times a day. Verses. And in there, Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim, not in the name of Allah, with the name of Allah. Rahman, identify. Most gracious, compassionate, exceedingly merciful, exceedingly gracious, exceedingly lovingly. Rahim, mercy, exceeding mercy. Allah has the power to forgive you for any sin you ever commit. I bear witness. I said this before. I used to be a Imam in a prison. And the brother came in my office. Big brother, huge brother, big brother. Came in and closed the door. I said, oh Lord, I don't know what's going to happen in here. Right? I don't know what's going on in his mind. You work in the prison, everything happens in the prison. I'm telling you right now. And the brother came in and sat down, and he said, Brother Imam, I said, yeah. And he said, he started crying. Now, I understand why he closed the door, because see, when you're in the joint, the last thing people want to see is see other people see you crying. I figured it out. He was smart. He closed the door. And he sat down and he said, Brother Imam, when I was out on the street, I took somebody's life. That's what he told me. That means it was cleansing time. What he did, his deed had reached a point where he couldn't carry it anymore. And we all get like that. So he needed to vent. And I was the one he was venting with. And I sat there and I didn't say one word, because he needed to discharge that out of him. And Allah used me to absorb what was coming out. Allahu Akbar. I sat there and listened. When people are venting to you their soul, don't say anything. He gave you 2 of these, use them. Allah gave us 2 ears to listen twice as much as we talk. That's why you got 2. One on one side of the brain, one on the other side of the brain. And when he finished, he felt better. And I went to the Quran. I opened up the Quran, I read the Quran to him, I said, brother, listen. If you make prayer to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and you're sincere, Allah will forgive you. He is Ar-Rahim. I just finished talking about this. He is exceedingly merciful. Not humanly merciful, exceedingly merciful. Definite article. Ar-Rahman, not Al-Rahman, Ar-Rahim. Merciful God. If you're sincere, Allah will take that not only from you, He'll take it from your memory. You won't even think about it anymore. Can I prove that? Absolutely. Didn't Moses kill a man in Egypt? Yes, he did. It's in the Quran. He killed a man in Egypt. Moses, a prophet. And where's Moses right now? On the 7th level. In fact, he's on the 5th level in Jannah. So the point being is that's what I told him. Because we do something that's wrong and hurtful, if we are sincere, it has to be sincerity in the heart. That's what counts. Not the intellect, the heart. If you're sincere and you go to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and you put your crown on the ground for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He'll wash it away. You won't even think about it. He'll forgive you. Shaitan doesn't want you to know that. That's why I'm sharing that with you. Shaitan wants to continue to beat you and take you to hell by reminding you of the wrong that you've done. When you constantly remember something that you did that's wrong, that's Shaitan. That's not you. Exactly, brother. He's burning your conscience. That's not you. Remember that. When you do something wrong, you keep remembering over again, that's not you. That's Shaitan. The Quran says, the whisper. He whispers into the heart of men and jinn. That's what I'm talking about. It's a whisper. The whistle. But when you do something wrong, you say, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. That's the Quran moving on. And take that away. Okay? So don't let Shaitan damage you. Get rid of Shaitan. In fact, the Quran says, rebuke Satan, and he will flee from you. That's in the Quran. How do you rebuke Satan? By not listening to that thought. You have to control your thoughts. When you start thinking you get ready to, if I'm getting ready to go and sneak up the Dunkin' Donut, okay, and I got a piece. Oh, I need some money, I'm going to get this Dunkin' Donut. Now that concept wasn't you. That was Shaitan put into your fertile mind. He's a very elusive creature. He's in everybody. Prophet Muhammad had a jinn. But the Prophet said he made his jinn a Muslim. That means he trained his jinn. Sit down. Get up. Get out of here. You train your jinn. Allah told the jinn to make salat to Adam, not Adam salat to the jinn. Every time you do something that's haram, you're making sajda to the jinn. Because you're supposed to control him. He is not supposed to control you. Allahu Akbar. And finally, Allah says here in the Quran, He says to us in the last surah, the 59th surah of the Quran, Hasar, the gatherer. Allah says, Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Ya ladina amanu taqullah wa tanzu nafsikum qaddama wa taqula inna laha kabirun bi ta'lamun. Allah says, O you who believe, fear Allah, and let every soul look to what provisions he or she has sent forth for tomorrow. Yes, fear Allah, for Allah is well acquainted with all that you do. I just finished talking about that. We have to make a way for our soul tomorrow. What you do today determines where your soul's going tomorrow. That's what this ayat is saying. Watch your conduct. That's what the Quran is saying. Watch how you treat people. Just because they're Christians or Catholics, or don't believe in nothing. That's not the point. Watch your conduct. Respect them. Allah created them like He created you. So based on that, they are due human respect, like Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And be you not like those who forget Allah, and He made them forget their own souls. So when you forget Allah, when you forget to make your prayer, when you don't even think about your prayer, then Allah forgets you. And if He forgets you, Shaitan remembers you. Remember that. As long as you're making your salat and you believe in Allah, then Allah has supreme protection wrapped around you. That's in the Quran. I don't know if y'all know that or not. Your salats are your protection while you walk through this dunya all day long. That Fajr prayer, your Dhuhr prayer, your Asr prayer, that's your protection. That's your spiritual protection. Every prayer you make is your protection while you walk through this dunya. Not equal are the companions of the garden and the companions of the fire. The companions of the fire and the companions of the garden. It is the companions of the garden that will achieve the felicity. So we're not equal. People that have big bank accounts, that are very arrogant, that have sons, in fact it's in the Quran, all money, that's a trial for them. Don't wish for their lifestyle. Wish for your own lifestyle. It's not an accident. Allah doesn't do accidents. Man does accidents. Accident is not divine, it's human. So wherever you are right now in your station in life, Allah already knows that. But our life is nothing but a trial. As I said, it's a trial. To see if we are worthy, if our soul is worthy to go to the Jannah or to the Jannah home. It's simple. Don't make it complicated. لَأَنَّا هَذَا قُرْآنَ الْجَبِلِ. And here we set down the Quran on the mountain, verily thou wouldst have seen it humble itself and cleave asunder for the fear of Allah. These are the similitudes which we propound to men that they will reflect. Allah is He that whom there is no other God, who knows all things, both secret and open, and He is our Rahman ar-Rahim. He is our Rahman ar-Rahim. He is our Rahman ar-Rahim. He is most gracious and most merciful. Allah is He that whom there is no other God, the sovereign, the holy one, the source of peace and perfection, the guardian of the faith, the preserver of safety, the exalted in might, the irresistible, the supreme. Glory to Allah, high is He above the partners that they attribute to Him. And finally, Allah says, Hu lahu khalaqu bari'u mustawiyah. Lahu asma al-husna. He is Allah, the creator, the evolver, the bestower of forms of colors. To him belongs the most beautiful names. Whatever is in heavens and earth do declare his praise and glory, and he is exalted as Azizul Hakim, mighty and wise. So Allah says here that he is the creator of all colors, European colors, Chinese colors, Asian colors. He created all of them, and he loves all of them. One is not better than the other, only in righteousness. I just talked about that, in deeds. That's what puts you up front. Not my symmetry, not how tall I am, not my skin color, not I got long hair or no hair or dreadlocks or no locks. That ain't it. What puts you up front is your righteousness to Allah. That's the key. So if you want to be the best, be the best. It's in the Quran. That's what puts you above everybody else. That's what put Prophet Muhammad above Isa alayhi salam. I love you, Jesus. Musa alayhi salam. I love Musa. But Muhammad is up front. Why? Because he performed on a better level than the rest of them. Allahu Akbar. That's what we have to understand. That's why when they went to the Jannah on when the Prophet went up, the adhan went out. Now check this out. You got Abraham over here, Abu Ibrahim. You got Musa over here. You got Jesus over here. You got Idris over here. You got Joseph over here. You got Aaron over here. You got Idris over here. All of them were there. The adhan went out. Allahu Akbar. And who led them in prayer? Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Allahu Akbar. That's powerful. That's powerful. Muhammad's sunnah is the sunnah that we should be learning. We should emulate everything that the Prophet did. And don't say, well, he was a prophet. I'm only human. Prophet Muhammad was Basharun Mithalukum. That's in the Quran. Because he knew some of us were going to say that. He wasn't no angel, he was a prophet. Prophet Muhammad had problems. Prophet Muhammad cried. Prophet Muhammad had sex. Prophet Muhammad lost his wife. It's in the Quran. Read the Quran. Prophet Muhammad shopped at ShopRite. They had no ShopRite back there, but he shopped in the markets like everybody else. He wept, he cried, he fought. He did everything a human being could do. Assalamu alaikum. You come.
Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar. Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah. Ashhadu anna Muhammad